I'm sorry. But I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world, there's room for everyone. The good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful. But we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent and all will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness in men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world, millions of despairing men, women, and little children, victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Don't give yourselves to brutes, men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines, you are not cattle, you are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate, only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world, that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world. Let us all unite!
Choose your own path.
I know all kinds of people who've got this higher self going, practicing their yoga, but they're just like what we saw. Sometimes a little worse.
Learn from your mistakes.
And they can fool themselves. They can say, for example, well, my point of view in religion is very liberal. I believe that all religions have divine revelations in
Should I
them.
proceed?
But I don't understand the way you people fight about it. You fight to say that we, Jehovah's Witnesses, have the real religion. Others say, well, we Roman Catholics. And the Muslims say, no, it is in the Quran. This is the right way. And somebody else gets up, and he may be a rather highbrow Catholic, and say, well, God has given the Spirit through all the traditions, but ours is the most refined and mature. Then somebody comes along and says, well, as I said, they're all equally revelations of the divine. And in seeing this, of course, I'm much more tolerant than you are. You see how that game is going to work? Yeah, I could take this position. Supposing you regard me as some sort of a guru. And you know how gurus hate each other. They're always putting each other down. And I could say, well, I don't put other gurus down. See, that outwits all of them. See, we're always doing that. We're always finding a way to be one up. And by the most incredibly subtle means. So you see that, you see? And you say, I realize I'm always doing that. Now tell me, how do I not do that? I say, why do you want to know? Well, I'd be better that way. Yeah, but why do you want to be better? You see, the reason you want to be better is the reason why you aren't. Like that. We aren't better because we want to be. Because the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Because all the do-gooders in the world, whether they're doing good for others or doing it for themselves, are troublemakers. On the basis of kindly let me help you or you'll drown, said the monkey, putting the fish safely up a tree. We white Anglo-Saxon Protestants, British, German, American, have been on a rampage for the past 100 or more years to improve the world. We have given the benefits of our culture, our religion, our technology to everybody, except perhaps the Australian Aborigines. And we have insisted that they receive the benefits of our culture, even our political styles, our democracy. You better be democratic. Shoot you. And having conferred these blessings all over the place, we wonder why everybody hates us. How do you know what's good for other people? How do you know what's good for you?
driving in the Coimbatore streets, you have to avoid bad drivers.
What conflict
You have to
awaits?
avoid drunken men crossing the street, children crossing the street, all kinds of things. But when you're driving in Coimbatore street, do you have to avoid the moon?
Those who were lost.
Because the moon is not on the street, isn't it? So similarly, right now I'm angry, no? Then why should you avoid it? There's no need to avoid it. It's just that you think anger is an entity. Anger is not an entity. You become angry. Anger is not sitting somewhere and you go hit it. There is no such thing. You become angry.
So long I've wandered.
Human consciousness should create situations.
Legends of the past.
Right now, situations are creating human consciousness. That's not the right way to shape human life.
Sword and fury. Learn from your mistakes. They've crossed the line.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. And no official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news,
How should I proceed?
to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence.
Choose your own path.
On infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation
From your mistakes.
instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day.
What conflict awaits? I am awakened.
It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned. No secret is revealed. Government at all levels must meet its obligation to provide you with the fullest possible information. So it is to the printing press, to the recorder of man's deeds, the keeper of his conscience,
Spirit is not
that
lost.
we look for strength, confident that with your help, man will be free and independent.
Legends of the past.
because you know the famous saying, we don't see things as they are, we see them as we are. Which means you look at reality through the screen of your thinking and your judgment, which is conditioned by the past. It's like blinkers, worse than blinkers. It's like looking at reality through heavy veils.
Unnecessary stress.
And so the identification with thinking, believing in your thoughts, having no space outside of the movement of thought.
It must come to pass.
That is the unconscious condition. And then you are burdened with a heavy ego, which is not an entity apart from thought. It is thoughts that you have identified with. And the first moment of freedom comes when you realize that certain thoughts have been going through your head for years, perhaps, and that they are only thoughts, and that you are not the thought, you are the awareness. In my case, I became aware that I had a thought, for example, that started in childhood. One of many negative thoughts I had. Bad things always happen to me. Bad things always happen to me. Your perception then becomes selective. That thought, or any thought of that kind, actually attracts bad things, negative things.
There are 100 billion neurons in the brain. There are more, each making thousands of connections to other cells. There are more connections in a single cubic centimeter of brain tissue than stars in our galaxy. And yet our inner experience offers absolutely no clue that this is the case. So we're not just slightly out of touch with the material basis of our inner lives. We're completely out of touch.
How should I proceed?
I mean, I actually think about the human brain a fair amount, but it almost never occurs to me that I actually have one. So we have a very limited view of what's going on. We're subjectively unaware of most of what our minds are doing. And yet when we think about what matters is consciousness. Okay, consciousness is everything. Our experience of the world, the experience of those we care about, is a matter of consciousness and is consciousness. The most important question for us is how can we create lives that are truly worth living, given that these lives come from
Choose your own path.
much of what we want in life, much of what we want to experience, entails struggle, and many of us learn to enjoy the struggle itself in some measure. You know, any athlete knows that there's certain kinds of pain that are actually pleasurable. If the burn of lifting weights was actually the symptom of a disease, it would be serious. But because it's happening in the context of progress, most people learn to enjoy it. So the conceptual lens through which we view even very intense sensations largely determines how we feel. And this is one of many ways in which our thinking about experience changes the character of experience.
Choose your own path.
I am in your brain right now. Okay, everyone here is in your brain. Because I am pinching your brain. This is consciousness pinching consciousness.
My hands are stained.
Whatever you can possibly notice in your body, in your mind, in the world, has only one place to appear. In your conscious experience. Now, I'm not saying this is all just a dream. But as a neurological matter, it is very much like a dream. It is a dream that is constrained by inputs from the external world. And the dreams we call dreams at night are dreams that are not constrained by the external world. But your mind is all you have. Okay, it's all you've ever had. It's all you have to offer other people. And this might sound callous to say when there may be many other aspects of your life that seem in need of being addressed. When you're struggling to find a career, or you're sick, but it's still true. If you're perpetually angry and depressed and confused and unloving, it doesn't matter how much success you have or who is in your life, you're not going to enjoy anything.
What is it about society that disappoints you so much?
Oh, I don't know. Is it that we collectively thought Steve Jobs was a great man, even when we knew he made billions off the backs of children? Or maybe it's that it feels like all our heroes are counterfeit. The world itself is one big hoax. Spamming each other with our funny commentary with bullshit masquerading as insight. Our social media faking as intimacy. Or is it that we voted for this? Not with our rigged elections, but with our things, our property, our money. We all know why. We do this not because Hunger Games books makes us happy, but because we want to be simple. Because it's painful that we pretend. Because we're cowards. Fucks us up.
The time for talk is over.
I went to a meeting of geneticists not so long ago where they gathered in a group of philosophers and theologians and said, now look here, we need help. We now are on the verge of figuring out how to breed any kind of human character. We can give you saints, philosophers, scientists, great politicians, anything you want. Just tell us what kind of human beings